Live.
Hello, welcome to Real United Talk on an eventful afternoon, shall we say. This is the post-match show for Brighton against Manchester United in the Premier League. Diedrich, welcome, mate. A lot to take in. Give us your thoughts.
I said to you a minute ago, I still haven't probably managed to process everything that's just happened. Fucking, I'm lost for words. I really am. I'm just like, what the hell have we just witnessed? Like, I've never seen a game with so many different ups, downs, bad defending. It was almost comical and farcical.
Let's go at the first goal. We go 1-0 down. Penalty. I think was it a penalty?
I think so. Yeah, it was Morpay because, like I said, he did that shit. What was that one for again? That was Bruno on Lamptey.
Was it a penalty?
That one, yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah. I think when you're running like that and as fast as he was, I think momentum just carries you, and it's impossible to stop like that. He crosses over to him, bit of a tangle of legs. So yeah, I think right decision. United then pull it back to 1-1, which has been declared as an own goal by Dunk.
Yeah, Lewis Dunk.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why they do this. It seems like as soon as a goal is scored, they're quickly trying to find a reason to give it to as an own goal. If I were Dunk, I'd be like, shut up, man, let Maguire have it. I don't fucking want it.
Hi, Martin, you all right?
Hello, mate. Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, yeah, man, you're looking cold. Yeah, so 1-1. United then go 2-1 up with, I think, an absolutely sensational goal from Rashford.
Are we forgetting the two disallowed goals in between that as well?
Yeah, we'll forget them. We'll forget them. But the Rashford goal for me was fucking phenomenal. Up on the left-hand side, runs at the defence, takes two of them out, does the dummy in the back of the net, mate. Martin, what did you think about the Rashford goal?
Brilliant goal. Yeah. Brilliant finish. I said he'd score, and he did.
Yes, mate, you did, didn't you? After Luton, you did say you'd score at the weekend.
So I was well chuffed with that. But performance in general from him wasn't great, was it? But he was one of the best on the pitch. Right?
Yeah, I think for United overall, he was probably, like you said, one of the best performers that we had out there. Yeah. So they pull it back at the end then, Brighton, Diedrich. I lost count how many times they've hit the woodwork in that game.
4, I think.
Tossard, I think it is. He was
Tossard. He hit it 3 times.
Yeah.
March hit it once.
I thought he was an absolute pain in the arse, mate, for United defence all day. So
I don't think it was necessarily him. I think it was that I'm going to pull on it later on. But I think Wan-Bissaka and maybe a bit of Greenwood on that side were fucking awful defensively. Yeah. How many chances did they give March? It was no surprise that the equaliser, that was fingered, eventually fucking came from that side. It was just, it seems like they were just queuing up on that side. It was March every couple of minutes, or what's called toss on every couple of minutes. It was just constantly on that side, and how no one, when you look at it back, it's almost like Wan-Bissaka was standing so close to Lindelof. It's like, get out. You're a fucking right back. You're not a centre back. Get out. Yeah, I don't know whether that's because they don't trust Lindelof or whether I don't know. But that side was shocking defensively. Fucking shit.
Absolutely awful. Mark's in the comments. GR7, welcome. He said that 3-1 prediction, 1 in 54 euros.
But we didn't win 3-1. We won 3-2.
It was 3-2, wasn't it? Yeah. Says, what a terrible performance. Very lucky to get the win. The handball at the end. Now, for me, this is a bit of a debate, because the handball is awarded 96 minutes, 22 seconds.
Yeah.
Right? 5 minutes of additional time.
Right.
United had time to take the corner. Now, in my eyes, because you're over the allotted time anyway, as soon as the attack is done with, the referee blows. Right? Now, I would have thought the referee would have blew that whistle before the corner because it's over the allotted time. So, do you think that's...
No, because you've then got to take into consideration the amount of time that Brighton took to celebrate their equaliser. So then, if they celebrate for a minute, then that goes on to the allotted 5 minutes, and then becomes 6 minutes.
Right, okay. Mike, what do you think of the handball? I mean, the header from Maguire, no doubt it hits his hand.
Yeah.
But the header is still on target.
Yeah.
He blows the whistle for full time. Then he gives the penalty. He goes to the screen. He gives the penalty after the game was technically finished.
Yeah.
Is it the right way to do things? Is it?
I don't know the rules with VAR now, because I don't know if you can go back to an incident that happened before the final whistle was blew. I didn't understand that bit. That was the only bit that I'm iffy with. It's definitely a penalty.
We don't know whether he's actually. We don't know whether he's blew the whistle for the full time or whether it was for a penalty. I haven't seen that back yet. Whether it.
No, I haven't either, mate.
Well, from what I saw on BT, he blew the whistle after the ball went out. The players all then ran up to the referee. And for me, from what I could gather, from what I saw, is they were all just walking off. So I'm assuming he blew full time. Then I'm guessing he's had the word in the ear to go and look at the screen. But some people will say, that's not technically via the rules, is it? So
I don't know the rules. I don't know if they've changed them again.
You'll be gutted, won't you? Because you're from Brighton, aren't you, Martin?
Yeah, no, next door. My city's next door.
What?
I don't support him.
Chris said it's not VAR that's wrong; it's the handball rule that's messed up. But going by the new rules, it's a penalty. Yeah, I mean,
even in any kind of rules, you go for a ball like that, it's a penalty. And it's if anything, it's karma. It serves more pay, right? What the fuck is doing that for a penalty against us? I will never know. It's karma. Fuck him.
Pretty funny. Karma. Fuck him. That's it. Hi, Pancard. You're all right, mate. Pancard.
Fucking 3 points. I don't care.
3 points. Don't care. Okay, fair enough. Akil says Wan-Bissaka was awful. He was so close to the centre back, as Diedrich said. Ollie didn't do anything to change it. It looked like we were playing against Bayern Munich, so poor. Chris said true, his hand was not very natural. Right, Pancars, what did you think of the game then, overall? I mean, I know you just said there 3 points, basically. That's all that matters.
I have to say, we're so lucky. I have to say. Because, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Sorry. So, we are so lucky. I mean, the amount of times Brighton hit the crossbar. Oh, man, we're all over, man, in defense, like, all over again. And very lucky, very lucky. I mean, but what I have to say is Maguire he had a very good game, Maguire, today. I mean, he was winning everything. And I would say the defenders did well overall, But I think Luke Shaw didn't have a good game. He was, a bit, he wasn't that great, in my opinion. Yeah. Defensively, I mean, when he tried he could have stopped. He could have stopped a few crosses, man, on his side. To be honest, I mean, in my opinion. So that's why. And Rashford was good. He was decent. Martial, he was isolated today. He was quiet. I wouldn't say he was bad, but he was quiet, isolated. And he had a few touches which he could have done better, in my opinion, of his standard. He could have done better as a striker. So yeah, but we are damn lucky. They got a penalty which was overturned. Then we got a last minute penalty. The ref, he blew the whistle, but we got a penalty for that. Thankfully, the handball change, the handball rule,
Okay. Mark says Skype is open for the man of the match. Be part of the report card show. The report card at outlook.com. So yeah, as Mark's just said there, we're doing a new thing on the channel where you can phone in the report card at outlook.com on Skype and give your thoughts on man of the match. Basically, like a bit of a miniature fan cam. So
yeah,
everyone get involved with that. Have some fun with that. Phantom of many topics. Welcome, mate. Never seen you before. He says October 24th, Chelsea versus Man United. Can't wait. Wash hands. Okay. That'd be a good match, mate. That would actually, Chelsea United. Akil says Ollie got away with it big time. Negative tactics, negative substitutions, no urgency from players. We didn't deserve anything from that game. Right. That's always a bit of a debate, bit of a topic. The substitutions. Right, he's been slated for the substitutions are too late. It's the wrong substitutions. To me, I think today the substitutions at the right time, I think, were spot on for me.
Yeah,
we were losing the battle in the midfield. Right, he brings Fred on for Pogba. I thought, Pogba didn't do much in that game for me at all. So I thought, right decision. 60 odd minutes. Then he brings Bailly on, goes to the back three or the back. Whichever you want to call it. Everyone, as far as I know, been rooting for Bailly to come on, and he done what Bailly did, mate. He chucked his body in front of the ball twice. He somehow headed it acrobatically out of the box at one stage. So I don't think the substitutions were necessarily a problem, Martin. But do you think he should have gone an attacking at 2-1 instead of a defensive way?
Yeah, for me, it was too little, too late sort of thing. I think he reacted again way too late. I think for the duration of him being here, I think that he's going to always do this. There's no evidence that he reacts quick. He's not proactive. He's a reactive manager. And that really pisses me off, that does, because it's not a sign of a top manager, I don't think. He's always waiting on others.
Well, Diedrich did say, didn't he, in the preview, there was no really, apart from Van der Beek and Lingard, which I don't think he's going to use Lingard in a Premier League game anyway. There wasn't really an attacking option on that bench.
Yeah,
I thought he brought on Van. I thought they were okay. I agree with Martin. He hasn't got the ability to sniff out danger quite yet. I'm hearing myself.
Queen.
Is that you?
It's Pancake. It's one of his. Anyway. So what were I saying?
I think it's I don't know.
It's kicked off. It's back. I think it must be Deer.
Yeah, it's Deer.
I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Van der Beek. I thought the Van der Beek one was a bit late. I thought he should have brought him on a bit earlier. Maybe.
But bring it. You brought Fred in, right? Like early.
You brought in Fred, right? Because I think Pogba was poor today.
Fred should have started for Pogba.
I think you could have brought in Pogba. Sorry, I thought you would bring you would get Pogba off and bring Van der Beek. So that was a bit. Should have brought Van der Beek back.
I don't know, because you've got to think he's trying to defend the lead at the same time. Yeah. So maybe that's why he didn't. I don't see Van der Beek as a very defensive midfielder. I see him as more of a...
Yeah. But we could have lost that game. I mean, we could have lost it. Should have lost
it. Going back to what you were saying about Martin, about Ollie, I think one thing's starting to get on my nerves. I don't know whether anyone else has picked up on it, but when he was caretaker manager, he was out on that touchline fucking giving it some. Now, last 2 games I've seen, he's just been sat up in stands watching everything on monitor.
He does that every game.
But he has been doing that last season as well against. Remember the Palace game when we won 2-0? He was on the bench. He wasn't doing anything.
I don't know whether he's like got a thing about COVID or anything. I don't know, but he needs to get down on that fucking touchline, because that's what we've seen when he first got the job. That's what got him the job. I don't want to seem like I'm digging Ollie out because we've got the win somehow. But
I don't know if he's too comfortable. I don't know if he's too comfortable because he got the job. Go on. I'm talking. Go on.
No, go on. I'm joking.
No, go on.
No, that's all right.
No. I was just saying that I think he's too comfortable. with the job.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Right, you lot take a break, man. I'm going to read some comments here. Chris says Pogba was very poor too. Why did we buy Van der Beek if we play players ahead of him who are way out of form? Going 5 at the back was poor. We are still getting caught out at right back, even though 5 at the back. How about telling Wan-Bissaka to stop leaving the back post so free? Phantom of many topics says, does it bother you that we, Chelsea, can buy 6 starters in the transfer market with one more player to go?
You've got 7.
Yeah, you've got 7 now,
6, you've pretty much got 7, haven't you? I think that's because, like I said, though, you didn't spend it for 2 years, so you're just basically making up for that.
Right. Akil says Pogba deserved to be taken off earlier. Bailly should have started the game. Van der Beek was given 5 minutes. We wouldn't be saying the substitutions were okay if we ended up drawing that game. No, fair point, mate. Dia, welcome, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, thanks.
What did you think of the game? Sum it up for us.
Yeah, this game was a phenomenal game. Brighton was, I think Brighton shows how vulnerable we are on the pitch and as well in the transfer market as well. It shows us how we are vulnerable now. And the way we started the first half was very hard for us. We were playing with confidence. We were sloppy at the back defensively. I think the midfield area we had only Nemanja Matic who really worked his sock off, you know. And then in the second half, we tried to came up. We were more sharp in terms of the attack. We had a very massive in terms of Mason, Rashford, and Martial. We killed them on this ground, but always we could not because Brighton. I think Brighton deserve a draw today. If it deserve 1 point, I think yes, because the way they played, the way they carried. I think the lips of the manager. I did not know if you guys saw it. The lips of the manager, the way he was. Yeah, that was. I think by putting Bailly on was we should have started Bailly the first. I think starting lineup Bailly should have started, and I think this shows where we stand now, and where we can. We definitely go for some signing. We need to go for the signing, the centre back and position and the attacking force. We need depth in that squad, and Van der Beek came up. This one was only tactic matter. So I think this is my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. Diedrich, do you think that match there showed us as United fans how much we lack in leadership, in terms of quality, and just in terms of squad depth, mate? Do you think? I mean, Woodward was there again watching that game, and I've got to say, I think for me, the best team lost on that occasion.
Yeah.
So, what do you think going forward? Then we got a couple of days left in the transfer market. What do we do here?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious what we need to do. We need to get out and spend some fucking money. But I don't know whether it's just, you know, maybe a bit of overhang from, you know, going so deep into the thingy, and then there not being a big break between the almost two seasons. But I'm kind of thinking maybe this is just early season jitters that we can progress, build upon this. But I think there definitely is. There's some glaring issues. Like Wan-Bissaka, I like Wan-Bissaka, but I thought he was awful today, absolutely awful. And I think I like Martial as well. And Pankaj pulled up on it a minute ago. He said like he didn't have a bad game, but I thought whenever he got the ball, it was wasteful. It just would not stick to him at all. Oh. And like I think there was one where he almost could have had a penalty. I think if he could touch, he takes it in with his left and tries touching it through with his right. And that's when the tackle occurs. I think if he touches it with his left and hits it straight away with his right, I think he probably could have got a goal there. But he's just, I don't know, Martial seems to want to hold on to it for a bit too long. That's one thing I've noticed with him. There's one where also we're breaking and he plays in a bad ball to short. I mean, I was like, Pankaj pulled up and said Shaw didn't have a good game defensively. I didn't really see much of him defense. I thought going forward, I thought he was actually okay, and I don't like Luke Shaw. I'm going to be honest. I find him infuriating. But if not for Luke Shaw, we don't get that goal. The first goal. He's the one that does the run out of nowhere, gets us the free kick for Bruno to whip in. But the first penalty, that comes from a Wan-Bissaka mistake. He takes it and somehow just doesn't get rid of it, runs over, gets then does a foul, and then just, I don't know. I thought Wan-Bissaka was awful, and I like Wan-Bissaka, and it hurts to say, but he's got it. Something, I don't know what's happened to him.
He was like the football street today, the way he was defending.
Yeah, it was like he was playing on ice skates. I have no idea what was going on. Maybe that's why he pulled towards Lindelof and like kind of both supporting each other morally. Like, come on, I won't let anyone hurt you.
Martin, in terms of the general style of the way we play today, do you think that's do you think the way we're playing symbolises where United are at the minute? Because to me, that's not playing as a team. That's more relying on individuals to perform a bit of brilliance. The Rashford goal, prime example, mate. He gets it out on the left. There's no one with him apart from Greenwood out on the right. And he just thinks, fuck it, I'm going to go through him and hope for the best. So do you think that's what we're relying on at the minute? Or do you think we're just lucky to scrape through these games?
For me, it really pisses me off that we're this counter-attacking side. I hate it. I want us to dominate a game. I want us to keep them in their own half, because counter-attacking, you are always liable to concede, always, because we're not good at the back. So if we're going to rely on them attacking us to break on them, I think that's shocking for a big side to do that. That's a Mourinho tactic, and it doesn't work in modern-day football at all. And we got schooled from a shit team today. They're not good. They're not better than us, but they are coached better than us. Definitely, 100%. It's not.
I think if that were a better team, we'd have probably got dicked about 5-6-0.
Yeah, if that was City, that would have been like the League Cup game when we got fucking demolished first half.
Carls, what do you think?
What I think is we have a good defense, but I don't think so. Counter-attacking is a bad option, but in terms of how we counter-attack is dangerous, because when they get the ball, it's like we have no balance. It's like we are backing off, we are panicking, as a team, really, and we don't know what to do, clueless, everything. And I would not blame Ollie. It's not Ollie's fault. It's the whole coaching staff, not just Ollie's. Because it's like, as you said, as Martin said, the coaching, Brighton are well coached. So, we are not well coached. You look at City; they're well coached enough. That's why it looks so good, even though they concede, right? But sometimes when they concede, they still win games, right? So it's not all the time that they concede and lose games, City, right? They have those, if and but, those games, awful games where they concede and lose games by chance, or when a team comes away and they kind of beat them 3-2 or something. But they know how to play football, City, so it doesn't really matter. But for us, it's not just defense. I see it in attack as well. Like, when Rashford is going, he loses the ball. He doesn't want to pass to Shaw. Look, Martial, his touch. But by his standard, he should, able to hold up the ball. Like, people say he's a number 9. I mean, what number 9? He's not able to hold that ball in that situation. Come on, 2-3 times it happened.
All the time.
It's the whole team. It's the whole team. It's not just the defense.
Do you know as well, a little thing on that is, with this whole cohesion thing, with like figuring out patterns of play, and that would be fine if we've got, like Chelsea, 8 new players. These players have been here a long time, and to be figuring out patterns of play now, I think that's really bad. I fear for us. I do. I worry about us a lot.
Chris says, agree, we rely too much on individual ability to score goals. Counter-attack is only an option to counter, just like the name suggests. But when we're dominating the ball, counter-attack is ineffective. What then? We need to be much better. And Mark says,
I wish we could adopt that. I wish we could adopt that style of play almost, where when we're on the ball, we're constantly on the front foot, pressuring, like Fergie used to have. But Ferguson was lethal on both fronts. He could press a team, but also when we didn't have the ball, it was quick, fucking straight out. I'd say we've got that second part down to a T. It's counter-attacking. I think that arguably we're one of the best in the league when it's counter-attack.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's when a team isn't prepared to come out, then what? And you're not telling me we haven't got the players to break down a defence.
I don't like our defence. Our defensive structure is not good at all. It's awful.
Yeah. Terrible.
Dia, where do you see Van der Beek fitting in that midfield three?
That would be tough. I see.
Because I don't think he's come to United, mate, to be a bit part player. I really don't. And I don't think that's a conversation Van der Sar would have had with Woodward or Solskjaer, to be honest.
Absolutely. I think, yes, he's under the Ole plan. I think he's trying to emerge into the team. Yeah, there will be the cup competition he will be playing. And then you will try to see maybe suddenly he will enter the first team. I think because removing Matic right now, I don't see, because Matic is our midfield now. I think he's the one who's running it. I think maybe with Pogba, he will have some competition. I think he deserves to have it with Pogba. But I think he will adapt into this midfield and he might get his first team play. Maybe now it will be difficult for him to get into the team. But I think he will get fit in the team. Because on the Ole plan, like you said, Marcus, under Edwin van der Sar, I think he's a young talent with 23 years old, and I think he will be on the plan of Ole. But we need depth as well in the squad.
Diedrich, where do you see him fitting in?
I think if Pogba fucking carries on the way he's going, he's taking Pogba's spot. But this is what we wanted. This is good. Because, like I said, when we were lining up striking options, and players for other positions, they need to be ruthless. We can't just be like, oh well, no, we can't upset Pogba, we can't upset Rashford, we can't upset blah 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 blah. That's fucking tough shit. But it's not about fucking what's best for the player. It's about what's best for Manchester United. And if Pogba carries on the way he's going, then he needs to come out, and Van der Beek needs to go in. And just like Martial or anyone else, or Rashford, like I said, Rashford is my favourite player. If Rashford isn't fucking performing soon, but thankfully he is. He's back. He's back scoring again. But if it wasn't, I'd be saying, look, we need to pull him out. It's as simple as that. I don't believe in playing. Some people believe playing players into form. I don't fully agree with it. I think sometimes it's better to stake them out the spotlight.
You're absolutely right about this, Diedrich, because at Man United right now, we can't have this superiority like Pogba, like Martial, because we are figurehead at the club, but they can't be replaced. I think we deserve, even David De Gea, but today he had an amazing, that save was an amazing save in the last minute. I thought that was a man of a match save.
Yeah, you brought up a good point there as well, because I think De Gea, arguably, I'd probably say De Gea or Matic man of the match. I mean, De Gea, he pulled off some good saves there, especially that one from that French lad, Torres. I can't remember his name, from that point blank.
I have one problem with De Gea though. He doesn't command this box. He panics a bit. In my opinion, it's like I'm not saying he's like Pickford. I don't think he panics like Pickford. Like Pickford is terrible, but he panics like it's a bit harsh, I think. But do you think he needed to do better for the equalizer we conceded when he got beat in his near post? Do you think
I don't know, because it flashes across, and you've got to look at the speed of everything. I think it also, don't forget, it's then flicked on from another player, so it changes the trajectory of the ball when you're at one side, so you've got to scramble across. But I will say one thing, I agree with you on the fact that panicking, but I think our whole back, I think Lindelof, and I don't know whether it's Lindelof and thingy, but I'm losing faith very, very quickly. I've noticed it very early on. As soon as they were running with orders, it's like panic stations. They're running back, and it's like we need to just get rid of it as quickly as possible. There's no composure.
But where was Bailly? Where was Bailly when we conceded the equalizer? In that position, Wan-Bissaka. Where was Bailly to cover up?
He tried to.
It weren't him that was supposed to cover, mate. It was left. Yeah. It was Bruno Fernandes was the closest to him, and Bruno didn't even look behind him.
Okay, maybe wrong.
And then you had Bruno there. Then it was Wan-Bissaka. then it was Bailly.
But how many times did Wan-Bissaka allow March to get in?
Oh my
God! How many times?
Yeah,
couple of times, several times he did it.
He had a very similar game against Aston Villa last season, and I said then when we was doing the show, 5 or 6 times they aimed that ball over at the far post because they knew he won't fucking get to it. And Brighton looked at that. They absolutely looked at that and said, right, there's the fucking problem there. That's the gap. That's where we exploit.
I think they beat us in midweek. I think when we play them again midweek, we're going to lose.
Yeah, but there's no way out reserve will fucking beat that.
But do you think Greenwood should have done better tracking back? He's a kid. I'm not blaming him. But,
you see, I was thinking, I agree with you on that one, Pancake. But I think a lot of the times, whenever Greenwood got it, you could see that they knew him was like, oh, danger man. So they were doubling up on him. They wasn't doubling up on Martial and Rashford. But as soon as Greenwood got it, it was like 2 men on him straight away. So obviously, that's something that Greenwood's going to have to deal with this season. His first season, everyone was like, fuck it, he's a kid, go away. But he will get double marked a lot now. But it creates space. If he can get that into his head, because Ronaldo all of a sudden started getting double marked for us. And then you then find him switching play because it creates space for everyone else. So if he can get that intelligence in his game to get the ball, then banging across to like maybe Rashford on that side, who's now got more space to operate into, it can only work well for the team. But that's something that obviously he's going to have to adapt to.
Chris said Fergie only had counter as a second option. He always pinned the opposition back and peppered their goal. Jared's here. He says, I bet my left nut that the cheap fuck Woodward bought Van der Beek for next year when Pogba decides to leave this shit show of a club. That's what you said earlier, Diedrich, wasn't it? That's the only one. That's the only logical play.
If Pogba's going to play like that for the rest of the season, he can fuck off now. And I'm not a Pogba hater. This isn't. I've not got an agenda against him, but it was awful today. But I think he can do so much better. That's the thing that infuriates me with Pogba. He is unreal on his day, but he does stupid shit. Like there was one where he could have just passed it normally, but he tried one with it. He tried doing the pass with the outside of his foot, and it fucking spooned out. Even fucking Steve McManaman, and I hate that twat. Even he said, like, why is he trying to do that? It's a simple pass.
Simple passing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris says, I like Pogba, but if he starts the next game, then I give up. He needs dropping, simple as. I don't think he's fit.
And he's had COVID-19.
Chris also says Greenwood got back, but it's not his fault. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was missing in action. Not at all. United Alex 7 says the front three just sat up front in the second half and lost it every time. And Pogba doesn't fit the system. That's interesting. Pogba doesn't fit the system. Now, I know he's not a defensive-minded player, right? But we saw bits last season, especially after the restart. He can play in that position, and he can play well. So do you think it's the system, or do you think it's just the attitude of the player?
For far too many years we've been saying that.
Martin, Martin's been pretty quiet. Go on, Martin.
I think Pogba's too deep. I don't like him there. He's not reliable defensively, so you can't have someone in a deep position defensively. Because he can't do it. I know that he did it for bits last year, but that was almost like the caretaker Ollie, wasn't it, when we just went on this blitz for 10 games. For me, I wouldn't play him there. It's almost the wrong number to give him a 6 because he's an 8, isn't he? Yeah, he's too deep. You can't play them.
So, United Alex 7 said, you need more energy in that position. I think that's spot on. That's exactly why he took him off and brought Fred on.
I'd have Van der Beek and Matic, or Fred and Matic, and then have Pogba or Bruno ahead of him. Yeah. You can't have Pogba there. He's proven.
What do you think, Dietrich?
But everyone's saying it doesn't suit the system now, but when it wasn't originally, everyone saying, oh, we need to play him in the, because when Mourinho came in, he was playing him as a number 10, weren't he? And everyone was saying he's not a number 10, he's not a number 10, dropping back further. So now he is, and then it was, oh, we need to play him on the left of the two centre midfielders, sorry. And he's doing that now. And people are still making excuses for him, going, oh, it's because this system doesn't suit him. He's a midfielder. How many more different formations are we going to fucking try for Pogba? so it fits the system. A world-class player will adapt to any situation and any system if he truly is world-class. And like I said, I'm not a Pogba hater. I do like the guy. I just think he's not living up. Like I said, it could be because he's had fucking COVID. But if that's the case, then he shouldn't be playing. Then it should be fucking having Van der Beek playing him. I'm not hating on him in any way, shape, or form, but I think he needs to be taken out.
Gareth says it's not about Pogba being shit to me. It's about rounding top players with the right talent. Fucking diabolic transfer window again. Pancars, what do you think? Is it the player? Is it the attitude? Is it the system?
No, it's not the player. No, it's not the player. I don't think Pogba had a bad game today, in my opinion. It was the whole team. I mean, it's the whole team. You can't just blame like one player. Oh, suddenly Pogba had a quiet game, so he doesn't fit the system. I could say that for Martial. He had a quiet game, he doesn't fit the system. Wan-Bissaka, he had a quiet game, he doesn't fit the system. So because when we used to score 3-4 goals, it was like system. He had to fit in the system. You can see patterns of play. Now, all the way shit again, and it plays don't fit the system. That's rubbish. I mean, Pogba would fit any system because people call him this world class player, saying he's a world class player, one of the best midfielders in the world. So you expect him to fit in any system, right? So you can't suddenly see he doesn't fit the system. And I wouldn't give him, he had COVID, so he's not fit. I mean, why would Oli play him if he wasn't fit? To be honest, I don't get it.
Because he's a big name. But I mean, everyone's saying thinking out like Jared. What did Jared say along the lines of it's not about Pogba being shit. It's about surrounding world class players.
Shit to me, it's about not surrounding top players with the right talent.
I agree to a point on that one. Bad transfer window, but it's not the transfer market that's making Pogba constantly lose the ball, fall over, and misplace passes, is it?
Yeah, fair enough. Dear, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I don't think it's about the system. I think it's about the maybe attitude of players sometimes, because Pogba is sometimes not. I'm not critics about him, but sometimes he's about he's a world-class player, yes, but have not yet proved it since he came at United. We have different factors, different problem with him in and off the pitch. It's not personal, but I think Pogba, the best system for him is to play number 8. I think number 6, because on the number 6 you have to be very rapid, like an NDD, like a party. You should have this ability to do this type of work, especially in the defensive midfield. But I think Pogba is more close about the number 8 position, because on the number 6 position he's quite take too much time, like to pass, to make it simple. Yeah, he's showing his class every time. Like this is the way he is. So I think you can't blame the system as well. So he must try to fit in this number 8 position, I think.
Real Pancake, you brought up there, right? A world-class player should play in any system. But I've got to say, mate, when you got a title-winning side like Liverpool, where would you put him? Where would you put him in a Man City side?
Where Henderson plays. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but he don't really play. He's not really a CDM sitter player, is he?
No, he's not a CDM, but you can play him as a deep role playmaker. It's not like you need to play a CDM, or because if your centre backs are really good, you look at Liverpool's back four, so you don't really need to play a CDM if Pogba can play a deeper role and he is creative in his own way, because Liverpool, they lack creativity, but they brought in Thiago, right? So if you could say you could play that Thiago role kind of thing. Maybe I could be wrong, but I can see him playing that position, for Liverpool. You would fit in right there, in my opinion.
But normally for United, what you get is when we play that formation, Pogba will move from a 6 to an 8 normally. It will, and it will kind of leave Matic back there, just doing it.
Yeah.
Then it'll almost be like you playing 4-1-1-1-3. A lot of the times that's what happens. Especially when we're at home, we play what we're seeing towards the end of the last season when we were dominating teams. So I don't see the difference now.
Yeah, you may be right, but look, with Pogba I think he needs bigger heads around him, to be honest, because I remember when Carrick and Zlatan were here, right? He had a good game this first season at United. He made a lot of assists, which he could have converted. Which Zlatan could have finished a lot of goals. He missed a lot of chances, Zlatan, in that season. And he had a very good season. Pogba. I think people tend to forget, and I think he needs bigger heads because you look at him at Juventus, right? He had what's this guy's name? Pirlo, right?
Pirlo,
Yeah.
Pirlo. You had Pirlo, Vidal.
Yeah. So sometimes you need bigger. I think sometimes he's the kind of player where he needs bigger heads around him, to perform. He needs that someone to really. That's what I think to get the best out of him.
Maybe we need a
system doesn't make a pass. You just said that, mate, desperately. A system doesn't make a player misplace passes all game. Can excuse him in certain aspects, but his passing was atrocious. Chris also said, "Stop! How can anyone say Pogba didn't have a bad game today, mate? I thought he was fucking atrocious. I really do."
But he wasn't the only one. Let's hold our hands up on that.
No, he wasn't the only one, mate. But as Ollie said, like when you want to build a team around someone, you got to work harder than that. I'm afraid, whether you've had fucking COVID or not. That shirt, that badge, it should mean something. It's not a pay packet for me. United Alex says fullbacks let us down so much. The Liverpool team works 10 times harder than us. You see Mane's goal against Chelsea. All that closing down pressure, isn't it? Chris says Pogba is a talented player, but he's nowhere near world class. He's not consistent and his application is poor. He needs to do much more for the team instead of doodling on the ball and trying skills. Yeah, I mean, I got to say, boys, what Chris has said there, I totally agree with it. I think he's spot on there, but it's all about you lot as well.
In any other league, Pogba would probably be allowed to do what he's doing at United. If he was doing that for Real Madrid, he'd get given the time and space, and just like at Juventus, in other leagues, probably maybe not Germany. They seem to press a bit quicker. But any other league, he'd be allowed to do that. That's the one thing that still frustrates me to Pogba to this day. He's not quite adapted to that side of the Premier League yet. That it is quick and it is physical. For a big guy, he gets fumbled over far too much. He should be like Yaya Toure. He should be smashing into people.
I think Pogba's had plenty of time, mate. And for me, I think if he don't sort himself out, I wanted to see him this season with Bruno because they were really, really good as a pairing after the restart. But I think if he's going to labour his way through games like that, I think they should cash in, mate. I really do.
To be honest, season. I think Van de Beek.
But no one's got the money.
Might start over him. I think Van de Beek might should get a chance. To be fair, like I'm still back in Pogba, but I know he didn't have a good team, but it's just not. It's the whole team, you could say, but it is. You got to give Van de Beek a game. He's been on the bench for 2 games in a row. I would still give Pogba a chance. If it happens the third time, then got to consider Van de Beek.
Yeah. Akil said today's win is just papering over the cracks. Without signings, we will have plenty of performances like that this season. And you know what, Akil, I think that's spot on as well, because that's the thing that bothers me. I don't see the name Donny van der Beek or the player being a lift to that dressing room. I just don't see it. I don't see them players in that dressing room thinking, oh yeah, we've got a world-class talent here. He can help us. He's a game changer. I don't think they're thinking like that at all.
Marcus Sanchez come in.
Yeah. United Alex says very surprised he didn't start. I'm as surprised as anyone. I thought Henderson would have started as well, to be honest. Chris said he agrees. You get more time on the ball in Italy, but if you're a top player, you should be able to handle team presses and players nipping at his feet. Pogba was bad today, but I think we should focus on how poor the team was rather than just Pogba. And United Alex says we never block crosses. Now, again, United Alex, I mean, Diedrich, Luke Shaw was out there plenty of times, but just not close enough, mate. That ball was coming in from that fucking their right-hand side, our left, going to the back post all the time.
Yeah.
Even in the first half, it was coming in from Wan-Bissaka's side. What's the problem here? Why are they standing off the crosses?
I don't know whether they've been instructed to do it, to almost be like, you stand off the cross, let the cross come in. so we can. 1 minute, Mark's just messages. I hope you are what? Sorry. Yeah, I don't know whether it's instructed like hands down and stand off the cross, so we can rebound from it and counter. I highly doubt it, but stranger things have happened. I just think, I don't know, I think maybe loss of form from Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw, like I said. I still don't know what he is. I don't know whether he's an offensive fullback, a defensive fullback. I have no idea. But I can't criticise Luke Shaw too much because, like I said, without him, we don't get that. We don't get that equalising goal today.
That was the only time I saw him go forward, mate. To be honest, in a threatening position, in a threatening manner, when he got the foul, the free kick for the goal. I didn't really see him cause any damage at all going forward. Martin, what do you think about the fullbacks today? Because I mean, United Alex here says, fullbacks never block the crosses, and the wingers out there should be doing more as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I thought about it earlier in the conversation. Yeah. As a defender, you're taught, don't let a cross in. Don't let your man beat you. Don't let a cross in. We never stop a cross. It's like we're coached to tuck in the fullbacks and then let the crosses in. That if you watch us for 90 minutes, week in, week out, we do that. I think it's shocking. We look really poorly coached, and it for me, it's hopeless at the minute. They look fucking useless. They look unfit. They look disorganized. Yeah. And they look like there's no fucking patterns of play. Everyone looks fucking unhappy. You look at the players.
Yeah. The morale.
Do you think then? Go on, Pancos, go on.
No, can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was. What I was saying is, I don't think so. It's about the fitness. It's about, you look at passes, loose passes, or players not in the. I was saying the exact thing against when we play Civil against in the semi-final, where people are they're not in the correct positions to receive the pass, or the passing is not good, or the transitions are not. It's a bit slow, lethargic, in my opinion. We get too much touches, or sometimes that's what I feel like. It's like we look at City, right? They're like, it doesn't take time for them to be in the opposition's half, It takes like
Pancaj, you sound like a transformer.
Even on the counter attack, you don't look.
Pancaj, I saw you in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. R2D2.
I'm gonna come back with.
Yeah, all right, mate. I didn't want to say nothing, mate. I knew you'd say something. Chris says, Woodworm the wank was at the game today. You'll probably think we are fine and don't need transfers after that win, even though we were atrocious and deserved to lose.
Is anyone getting like third season Mourinho vibes from this?
Do you know, in a way, yeah. But I think, I don't know, I just think there's something in this coaching, mate. I just think maybe Mike Phelan's coaching is not up to the modern day football.
Traditional.
They're trying to use the tried and tested of we won leagues, we won titles with this setup. But I think today, I just don't think it works. It works I think football's evolved a hell of a lot since then. Mourinho tried it. It was boring. It was successful to a point, but it was fucking boring. And it was still 30 points, 20 points away from challenging for a title anyway. So I think maybe, just maybe, it could be something to do with the coaching, and that needs to change. Pancars keeps coming in and out for some reason. Chris says our back four is way too narrow and gave them space to cross. They seem to be protecting our centre-backs way too much, as if our centre-backs are not good. What do you think of Maguire today? Let's go with Dia. What do you think of Maguire today, mate?
Yeah, Maguire, this is a tough one by Maguire. But, I think he's overrated. I think he's overrated, with the way we treat him as captain.
Huh?
Maguire.
Shut the fuck up.
What are you saying?
Fucking Christ, mate. He's always butting in on him. Right, overrated, dear.
Maguire,
carry on, mate.
Yeah, I think he's good, but I think he need a centre back who's more quick, with him, which you can accommodate him and the display of the defensive. He did well, but he lacked a partner with him, a partner to support the way, someone who is quicker.
Okay, all right. So he needs a quicker partner, a bit more stable next to him.
Do you think Bailly would be good enough, dear?
Yeah. Bailly fits in very well, but injury prone, I think.
Oh, here we go.
Can I explain why he wouldn't be good anyway? Should I explain why he wouldn't be good anyway? Should I say it?
What's the matter with Bailly at the back with him?
Should I say it? Why he wouldn't be good anyway? Because he could be decent for one game. I remember the game against PSG. He loses his head so much. I've seen him, and then he tends to injure himself. He tends to injure himself. It's not. Oh, people are so pity on him. Oh, he gets injured. It's not his. He's injury prone. But he could get a chance. And man, he does it to himself. He injures himself. He gets injured.
With the players we've got at the moment, who would be your back four, Pankaj?
Well, Pankaj said a couple of weeks ago, I think it was one of the Europa League games, he said he thinks Mengi should be ahead of Bailly, and you like Mengi, don't you?
Mengi should definitely be ahead of Lindelof. I don't know about Bailly.
I think, no, but Mengi is still young, but I would at least play him some minutes, give him some minutes. He's like Greenwood, give him some minutes in the pitch. Let's see what he can do. But I would, at the moment, I think we need a centre back, obviously, because it's like we have to play Lindelof. There's no choice because Bailly is going to be going out there like a kung fu centre back, injuring himself again.
He's like
Phil Jones.
Yeah,
mate, I knew I'd have enough time to go and get a coffee while he's talking.
Yeah.
With Maguire, what it is with Maguire, you don't see a lot of. Okay, Maguire sometimes he's slow. We know that he's slow. And he should be in that position, but he doesn't make calamity mistakes like Bailly or Lindelof or even Jones. He doesn't make calamity mistakes. He's a cool, calm-headed guy. In that game against Luton, right? People would say, Bailly had a great game, right? He had a great game, no doubt. But Maguire told him what to do, where to be, in which position. He was vocal, in that game.
Maguire's calm and collected while he's playing shit at the same time. It's not like he's calm and collected playing like fucking like the best defender in the world. He's playing shit while he's calm.
But you can see he's a centre back. He's not a brilliant centre back, but he does his job well as a centre back. He's not calamity like making silly mistakes like Lindelof or Jones.
No, you got to understand that point of view as well, haven't you? Almost. Yeah. If you've got somebody if the person if you start a new job and the guy teaching you is shit at his job, you're going to be thinking, well, what am I listening to you for? You shit. So you're just not going to listen to him. But I think with Bailly, but I wouldn't say Bailly makes like stupid choices. I'd just say, well, mistakes regarding football. I'd just say he's the type of guy that fucking rugby tackle a fridge. He just is fucking something's not fucking switched on upstairs.
I don't think so. I think he should have subbed off Lindelof for Bailly. We played a back three. I don't think so. Bailly.
You just fucking said he's shit.
I could be wrong. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think seriously,
who would be your back four? Who would be your back four?
Me.
Yeah.
Look, if you get in a centre back.
No, at the moment.
Can I say in a centre
now? Back four now.
I will go with the same back four like all he does. Like Lindelof, Maguire, the same. Because there's no choice. if you're going to play Bailly, right?
I got Williams, Bailly, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go with Bailly as well, man.
Well, mate, I'd go with Williams, Bailly, Maguire, Ozymandias.
Ozymandias, yeah. I'd probably go with him.
I think Ozymandias had a much better game, mate, against Palace than what
Dan James at right wing back.
But you know who I would go with? You know what? Who would I go with instead of Lindelof? This guy hasn't even got a chance. I don't know if he's injured or not. I would go with Twanzebe, yeah. Twanzebe Lindelof.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maguire.
He's
I said
injured.
Lindelof.
He's injured.
Yeah, he's injured.
United Alex says if Bailly wasn't injury prone, he would be our best defender. Chris says I have massive concerns of volleying our coaches, but I don't want him sacked. Why should Woodward be allowed to interview and hire another manager, only through the vicious cycle again?
Shouldn't be allowed to. If you keep appointing the wrong person, how long before the people above you look at you and say, "Well, you're the one hiring these lot"?
Yeah.
And who would you bring in?
Chris also says Bailly with one leg would be better than the current back two. Mark says, Mark. Mark says Skype is open again. Get your Man of the Match nominations in. Report card at outlook.com. United Alex says, except he's way more composed on the ball and very quick. And then Mark says, subscribe, people. Chris says, Bailly doesn't cost 3 goals in one game like Lindelof cost us last week.
I can't believe
United Alex would go Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Bailly, Shaw. Mark says, Smalling is better than Lindelof. Even Rojo is better than Lindelof, mate. I used to love it. I'm going to chuck something a bit left field here, right? Because we all seem to be blaming Lindelof. Now Maguire's coming as centre back, right?
The season before, it was arguably our best defender.
Hang on, right?
Hey,
hey,
what if Maguire just isn't as all he's cracked up to be, mate, as a centre back?
He's not, is he?
What if Maguire is showing the frailty of Lindelof?
Nah.
And if you put in, say, Bailly and Lindelof, would that be more assured and more, I don't know, more confidence between them?
Nah.
Bailly and Rojo.
Fucking hell.
Mate,
remember that period of time when Phil Jones and Rojo was like, fucking best two centre backs? We had them like under Mourinho for fucking 10 games in a row, and then both of them just got injured in the same game, and we didn't see him again for 6 months.
It's a shame.
That's the problem with Bailly. You can't build anything around him, and it's such a shame because he's brilliant. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
he's just fucking nutter. But it's just.
Do you think
what? Maguire is important to us, Maguire. Because people say that people say centre back is just about defending, but he's a modern type centre back which gets the ball and makes passes which are risky. And it's not like, passes which like it's not like a Van Dijk pass. He's just like Van Dijk is just passing to the channels. I seriously think he makes better passes than Van Dijk, and his passing is really good.
I'd say Lindelof's a better passer of the ball than Maguire.
No. You should watch the passes Maguire makes.
Lindelof used to take free kicks for Benfica. Lindelof used to that good at the ball. He used to take free kicks.
I saw one ball by Maguire crossing, curling the ball towards someone on the other end of the pitch. I saw him doing that in that game against Brighton. This game, seriously. I saw one ball, he curled it. Sometimes, you should watch what players do in an attacking sense as a centre back.
I get what you're saying, Pancake, but you got to think this lad cost 80 million. If he can't do a fucking crossfield pass, there's something sadly wrong for 80 million. I can do that pass. Anyone can do that pass. The guy's cost 80 million. He didn't do.
But you look at Van Dijk, right? But you look at Van Dijk. I could say the same for Van Dijk. When teams pressurize Van Dijk, he makes mistakes. I've seen it. Against Leeds, he made a mistake. Against Arsenal, he made a mistake. The whole back line. Alisson made a mistake against Arsenal. I could make that argument. So if teams pressurize Liverpool, they make mistakes. And, teams are not brave enough, in my opinion, to attack Liverpool. But Leeds were brave enough. It's just that, they were unlucky. They should have won that. They should have deserved something out of that game, in my own honest. I think Leeds should have won it. Liverpool got 2 penalties in that game and they won the game. Simple as that.
Ollie's at the wheel.
Chris said Lindelof has been poor. Maguire has also been poor. It's a poor partnership. Alex says we don't crack Maguire to be anything. Akil says Maguire's not good enough either, but offers more in the air. And since we spent 80 million on him, it will always be Lindelof who will get replaced.
I think that's what they need to do. They need to bring in another centre back and have it as so that Lindelof is the replacement for Maguire if ever Maguire's injured, and fucking Bailly's the fucking replacement for the other centre back that we bring in if we do bring in a centre back if that one ever gets injured.
If we get Upamecano.
I don't think they suit each other defensively. They're both good with the ball at the feet, but one's good in the air and one isn't. They're both too similar.
Mm.
Vidic and Brio were both very, very, very different. One was a fucking nutcase and one was clever. One was quick, one wasn't. Yin and yang.
I think Bailly would be most complimenting. If Maguire's going to play every single fucking game, which it looks like he's going to, I think Bailly, out of Bailly and Lindelof, I think Bailly has got to start. I really do. He's much better in the air than Lindelof. He's quicker than Lindelof. He gets body in front of the ball better than Lindelof. His marking is better. He's positionally better. It's just a shame that he gets injured a lot. But, you know, time will tell how we go throughout the season. Let's have a look here. United Alex says Lindelof is a weak centre-back. Chris says, agree, Maguire was brought in as a ball-playing defender, but he makes way too many sloppy passes to be considered a top-class defender. No. Mate, I think Maguire came in on because he had a good World Cup, did he, for England? I think and then
he had a good season after that, though. Do you remember the game at Leicester when we fucking dropped a bollock at last minute because of Maguire?
He built a reputation on. He got his reputation from the World Cup for me.
See, I liked him when it was Hull. I didn't think he was good enough to play for us, though.
Mark says, Mark, you were robbed in the predictor league. Lots of people scored 2 points and nobody got the correct score. Oh, that's a shame. Chris says, we need a centre-back this summer and let Lindelof and Maguire fight for the upper spot. But if they don't step up, then we need another centre-back this summer too. Striker. No Igalo on the bench today. I think that creates a huge fucking problem. Pancage, mate, what is the matter with your internet? You keep leaving and coming back in, man. Yeah, I think striker today, no option on the bench at all. Now, as far as I know, Igalo wasn't ill or anything like that. He's not carrying an injury. Do we read anything into that, do you? Or not?
Yeah, probably because I think tactics maybe by Ole, because I think he tried to game more compact, to play more compact with. He tried to he came with I think trying to win on a small margin today. I don't think he wanted to risk and put Igalo on. Maybe he needed Van der Beek, and he tried to. I don't think he would have opt for Igalo, because when Igalo comes just for a few minutes, he doesn't quite change something. He tried to opt with. I don't know if Dan James was on the bench.
No, I don't think he was.
It was Lingard, Fred, Forzu Menza, Henderson, McTominay, and Van der Beek.
So there's no other attacking threats, I think. So it was more on a compact. I think for a result, he's not trying to take any risks. I think only he's trying to make a statement as well. I think the way that match was played, there is something, because on another pitch there is something not working. The morale of the players, I saw everything. There is something not ticking in that time. Now I think we need transfers. We need something to prove. This is the reason, I think.
I just think we need more strikers.
Yeah, definitely we need
over strikers. A week to go, isn't there? Now.
You look at under Fergie, not even going back to the 1999 side, the treble winning season, but even in the likes of 4 or 5 or 6, you had the likes of Van Nistelrooy, Rooney, Saha, Alan Smith. Those are 4 strikers we had at the club at one time.
Yeah. It was Solskjaer.
Yeah. Solskjaer, fucking, but are you injured as fuck? 5.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What is it with him today? Shit, mate. Front 4 are starved of creativity. We rely on individual glimpses rather than patterns of play. Mate, Chris, I think that's what I'm saying earlier. I think they relied on individuals today. It wasn't a team performance for me. Strange bench, said Chris. Yep, I think it was really strange. Right, let's look ahead quickly. A couple of people asking in the comments about Wednesday. We play Brighton again, Martin.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do now? I mean, you see, that's our first team of the day, and to me, mate, I think we fucking struggled. I really did.
We might not see the result on Wednesday, but we'll definitely see a better performance because we'll rotate the squad, and I think we'll play players that are much fitter. I think Fred will play, possibly McTominay will play, definitely Van der Beek will play, Lingard will play. All of these players are pretty fit lads compared to what we played today. We've got quite labouring sort of players, people there. I think we'll see a better performance, but I don't know if we'll win.
So I hope we play the exact same starting 11 obviously, but by B. So I'd make that the only change because I think these need fucking. Oh, I'd take Pogba off of Van der Beek. I'd change those two, and that's the only thing I'd do. I think these I think they're lacking fitness. The only way to get match fitness is playing matches.
Deidre, you make 2 changes then, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Martin, you go full rotation, yeah?
6 or 7 off the top of my head, I can't tell you, but half the team I'd change.
You go at least half a team. Pankaj?
I would go with the same team against Luton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dear,
because,
what would you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I go with rotation. I think Fosu Mensah with defender like Bailly, Van der Beek. I think Igalo might play. I think Marshall will. Yeah.
That's
Henderson.
I think that's probably the only thing I can think of why Igalo wasn't on the bench, mate, because he wants him fit for fucking Wednesday.
Exactly.
I can't see that same team today playing against fucking Brighton again, mate. That's a bit suspect for me.
See, the only reason I'm thinking that is because if our first team struggled to beat that 11, then our fucking second string ain't going to do any better against. Because I don't think Brighton have got the squad to fucking do a full rotation that weekend. So they'll play that same 11. Yeah, League Cup.
They'll play a shit team in the week.
I don't think they will. I think they'll play the same starting 11, Brighton.
I
don't think they've got the fucking
inside
depth to do it.
information, isn't he?
But to be honest, I think our second string team would do better against Brighton's first team.
Yeah,
I do. I think we'll see a better performance. We'll see a better match.
Yeah. Because you look at Brandon Williams, he had a good game, last. No one's talking about Brandon Williams. He had a decent game. It was Luton. Defensively. I think right back. I think Brandon Williams right back is most solid in my opinion than Wan-Bissaka. I don't know why. I mean, is it the form? I don't know. Defensively, he looks good on the right side.
How old's the centre back that they've got at Brighton? Is it Ben White?
Not sure.
You know the one that was at Leeds on loan last year. The reason I'm saying it is because everyone says that you've got to be a certain age and maturity to play centre back. You've got to be experienced in the right games. I'd play Mengi. I would play. I don't care about the League Cup anyway, but I think Mengi's good enough. Yeah. And I think that Ben White is only a year older, and I think he's a Premiership defender. So
we need Godfrey.
What, from Norwich?
But it's about experience. I wouldn't start Mengi yet. I don't know.
I like Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth's a good centre half. He's fucking better than Lindelof.
What about that defender? Burnley defender. What's his name?
Tarkowski.
Yeah, Tarkowski.
Better than Lindelof. Yeah, I'd have him.
Yeah, in the air, he's better than Lindelof.
For him. They want 50 mil.
Bargain.
But he's better than Lindelof in the air.
He wasn't. Oh yeah, he was. Sorry.
United Alex says Ben White's 22.
Yeah, he's a good player.
There's a question here for you boys.
I'll take Dalton
best. Phantom of Many Topics says, I'm a new Premier League fan. Why did Chelsea and Man United fire Jose Mourinho? How long do you predict he stays at Tottenham?
About another 3 months.
Yeah,
3 months for Tottenham, right? Why was he fired from Chelsea and United?
Whinging.
Yeah.
Third season's
Chelsea was the fallout on it with the physio.
Which one? Has been sacked twice.
The woman one, wasn't it?
Which time he's been sacked twice?
The first one was Hazard. The second one was the physio, wasn't it?
No, he wasn't. Hazard wasn't at the club when he first got sacked.
Hazard was on the second one.
Yeah, Hazard was the second time. First time round, he won the league in his first season. Second season, third season lost it to us, and then the fourth season, he got sacked midway through the season, and then they gave it to Avram Grant, and Avram Grant got them to the final of the Champions League, and that's where we beat him.
Oh, right. He must have fallen out with someone, though, the first time. Who did he fall out with?
It was basically the full squad. It just their games weren't fucking good enough. They just went shit.
I'll have to look at that because I can't remember.
What was that woman?
I remember
you asked me about that fucking season. That was the best season of my life. I'll fucking won't forget. Fuck all. We should have won the treble that season, if not for Portsmouth at all.
Guys, we should have fucking hammered them. What do you think about Upamecano from RB Leipzig? I know.
Brilliant.
Good, but
I don't know about him. I don't know about him, to be honest, because he just had. I know he had just one good season, and people are like mad about him.
He's solid, quick, very he's good.
I don't know because in the final he didn't have such a good game against PSG. In my opinion, he did make some mistakes. He was looking shaky. It's just my opinion.
Chris Smalling, he had half a good season in his first season for fucking Fulham, and we signed him.
I think the mistake we're making is we're looking at Maguire because of his physical size that he's going to be the dominant centre half when he shouldn't. He should be playing the role of Lindelof. He should be playing that ball playing cover, sweeping behind. Maguire would be great with Smalling if Smalling could pass the ball.
Yeah, and he's better than Lindelof doing that, the ball playing, as you said, Maguire.
Yeah.
So he's just playing that role.
Not.
He is.
Hey.
But Ruben Diaz, he's from Benfica. He's now being linked with Man City. Apparently,
they're on TV tonight. I'm gonna watch them.
In case anyone's interested, Everton are beating Palace 2-1.
Mark will be.
I think I've got them on my Super 6 to win 2-0 Everton. So I'm not winning out.
Right. Right. Let's wrap it up then. Chris says just over a week left. Just over a week left in the transfer window, and we desperately need a few quality players. Yeah. Right. So let's have a quick 5 minutes on this then. So, Dia,
wrap it up before you slap it up.
What was it? 8-9 days left. Are we getting anyone?
Oh, definitely getting.
Yeah.
We need Sancho. We need to get the centre back, a left centre back, and a winger, a right wing.
Sancho.
Sancho is coming.
No, he's not.
We are putting a bid. Oh my gosh.
Right, they are putting a bid which
won't be accepted. Yeah.
Okay, right. Pankaj, are we getting anyone?
You know what's next.
I know what's fucking next, mate. Yeah.
Look. The thing is, I don't know about. I think probably we'll get Telles. About Sancho, it depends. I think we will definitely make a bid, but it's whether Dortmund are going to accept it or not. But it's Woodward. He's not stupid. I mean, people say Woodward is. I know he's dumb, but is he that dumb to put in a last-minute bid for Sancho, knowing Dortmund going to accept, and the bid is lower than what Dortmund wants? So I have a feeling that we will get Sancho right at the end, and with Telles. So.
Okay. Akil says we'll get Telles and Sancho, if not Telles and Brooks on deadline day.
Oh God!
So I don't think Brooks is a replacement for Sancho. Brooks isn't a winger. He's a number 10.
Chris says Upamecano should be got this summer if we had any serious ambition of closing the gap, but we won't get many unless we sell a few. And as we struggle to sell with Judge not answering his phone. United, Alex says Dortmund would want a replacement. They are linked with Hudson or Doy. I thought Bayern.
Yeah.
Was it Bayern or something?
Hudson. Who was it? Was it Hudson over there that said that fucking apparently somebody had to get in contact with him? No, something along the lines of someone had to get involved at United and say, "Can you tell Matt Judge to answer his phone?" Sort of thing.
Yeah.
How bad is that?
Ridiculous. Diedrich, then just over a week left. What are you predicting?
Tellers and a late bid, but quickly knocked back for Sancho. Then a brief saying we tried, but we're not. Yeah. We can't economically do it.
Mm.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, same as Pancake. 2 Tellers and Sancho.
2, yeah. I reckon we'll get 1, and I think it'll be Tellers. I just common sense, mate. I honestly don't see the point of going in for Sancho if he's not going to pay what Dortmund want. What's the fucking point? I don't get it. 75 million being quoted this morning with 15 in add-ons, totaling it to 90, and Dortmund made it pretty clear they want 108 million cash. What is he thinking?
No, they said get it. Dortmund are happy to say 108 million, but in add-ons, but they want the vast majority of it to be up front.
Yeah, I have a theory for you. 18 million fucking short.
But I think if they went to 100, I think that's when you'd be like, right, well, I think if we put 100 down, they take it because they're only 8 million short, aren't they?
Quite pathetic, really, though.
But I have a theory over here, to be honest. It may look a bit, but in my opinion, Sancho wants to move to England. I don't see him moving to any other club. Whether it depends if they come with a big bid, but I think
next season they will. If you don't get rid of this season, next season he'll be going to jail. He'll be going to fucking Spain and everything. Like I said before, he's shown he's not bothered about going.
But it depends if the player wants to move. Whether so if he wants to really move to England, I think it's this summer. And I know Germany have handled the COVID situation quite well, but if they accept it, because you don't know what's going to happen with the COVID situation after a year, whether Germany are going to be hit again with the COVID or not. It's unpredictable. So if United bid the 90 million right in the end, Dortmund will be like, maybe they could change their mind, like accepting the bid, because knowing of the COVID situation, really, they wouldn't really be, the 120. I may be wrong, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
United, Alex says Deleuze should be part of the Tellers bid. Akil says Sancho will come if he hasn't watched us playing in the last 2 games. Yeah. Anyone else out there apart from Sancho? Jesus Christ. I think the obvious ones is the ones that have been touted in the papers.
The mighty Traore.
Traore,
Dembele. I think you chuck into there.
There's another Traore we're linked to, the Atlanta guy.
Yeah.
Traore.
Yeah.
I think one's Spanish and one's Ivory Coast. I think Adama Traore is Spanish. He came through Barcelona as you, Frank.
No, the Atlanta one I'm talking about. What's his name?
He's only a kid, though, isn't he?
Yeah. They're linked to him, so I don't know. But he's not the replacement. He's not the alternative to Sancho. That's what I'm hearing. It's an add-on. I don't know.
I'd love to see United going for Adama Traore. I really would. I think they could match him. Wolves are splashing the cash. They just brought in. Is it them that brought in Semedo? Barcelona?
Nelson Semedo,
yeah. What a fucking
looking to bring in Costa. Yeah.
What a right back he is. What a right back. I remember United being linked with him a few years ago.
Where did he go? I think it was Sporting Lisbon or Benfica to Barcelona.
They've just signed a young lad for 40 million as well from Porto.
Portuguese league. Fucking, you ought to be spending money there.
Chris says he'd rather avoid alternatives and focus on other positions if we don't get Sancho. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Wolves will ask big money for him. May as well just pay it for Sancho if that's the case. I think they get Traore, mate, for about 60 million.
But I don't think he's worth 20 million more than Jota. I'd rather have had Jota.
Yeah.
Jota's a class player.
I think what Traore brings to the table, mate, pace, power, physicality. Like fucking Pancard says the other week, you don't. What does the right winger do except score goals, Diedrich? Isn't it? What do you want him for?
Yeah. All Adama Traore does is score goals, set up goals.
What do you need him for? Hey, but
No, the thing is with Shari, I just think he's a pace merchant. You can call me deluded, but he's just a pace merchant, in my opinion. Okay,
I bet
he's
you won't say that to his face.
Yeah, but
I want to see him
I
down a
feel
fucking dark alley, would you? No, mate. Jesus Christ.
but you look
Right,
at
boys.
Sancho, right? You look at Sancho. He can create, uh, nothing out of something. You can create something in like if nothing is happening, you can create things. You don't get that with Greenwood. With Traore, I doubt that because we're not a counter-attacking team, are we?
Do
Because
you know
look
what
at
you get
goals,
with Traore?
counter-attack.
Fear.
Yeah. Fucking
Nah.
fear, mate.
Nah.
Pancars, right? He's a pace merchant, yeah? He's a pace merchant. Yeah, have you seen Sancho's stats? He's an assist merchant, right? That's all he is.
Oh, don't say that. Even I won't back you on that one. Even I won't back you on that one.
Right, boys, cheers for coming on. Gonna wrap it up now. Don't forget, Skype is open for your man of the match, everyone. The report card at outlook.com on Skype. Type it in, it'll come straight up. Just a big green.
Really? You haven't mentioned it.
Thing on it, mate. I got it. I always mention it, don't I? Especially as soon as we're wrapping up now. Anyway, Pancars, dear, cheers for coming on, boys. A bit earlier than usual. All right.
Yeah,
Diedrich, mate, pleasure as always. Now you're going to go live on Tsushima.
What the fuck? It's 3:30. It's fucking 4:00.
Martin, get yourself in bed, mate. 'Cause you do look cold.
Thank you.
All right. Have you?
Live stream it.
Oh yeah.
I'll live stream it. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. Get yourself in bed, mate.
Subscribe to Martin's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
United Alex says Greenwood can create out of nothing, which is true. Akil says Traore is the Hulk version of Dan James with a lot more football intelligence. Yeah.
Hulk, he's fucking
Hulk.
reporter.
Yeah. Why would you call your child Hulk?
It's not his real name.
Isn't it?
It was nicknamed. It's not his real name.
Oh right. I've always wondered that. Who would call their kid Hulk?
What? It's just a coincidence. He grew up to be fucking ripped. No, it was his nickname.
But to be honest, you know why I think Sancho is most suitable?
Oh,
okay, you know why? Like, can I say?
Pancard, make it quick.
Rashford, Sancho, Marseille. Imagine the chemistry together. I don't think so. Traore would be more suitable than what Sancho would be. That's my opinion. And I think 120 million would be worth it. That's my opinion.
So you think they'd snub him?
What?
So do you think they'd like shun him?
What?
Shun.
You don't understand. You don't understand, David. Don't explain it.
Look,
here for another half hour.
I don't know, man, because Sancho would fit in right in that front three. And he's a hardworking, he tracks back, he's like a Hazard kind of, I wouldn't say Hazard because he creates for other players, but he comes in from deep, he creates stuff, he tracks back, hardworking, suitable, in that system which all he wants. I don't think so Traore, but in Traore, I would say in some games against bigger teams, he would be effective, but I don't think so he's for the long term in my opinion. Sancho, 20 years of age. No, I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right. Pleasure as always, boys. Bye, Pancard. See you later.
3 months till Christmas.
Is they get charged?
Fucking hell, Diedrich. That's early. Right. Yeah. Cheers for joining, lads. And thanks everyone in the comments. And
he just messaged me saying my fucking network's belly.
See you later.
Bye.